Is Disney really the best world? Are the rules worth it? Well, you have to stick around for 17 crazy rules Descendants cast members had to follow. And if there will ever be another Descendants movie, the cast members will have to follow these rules. Welcome to Riveted, where we cover everything about all your favorite shows. Number 17. Disney chooses the wardrobe. Well, obviously Disney chooses the costumes for the cast members on the set, and they also decide what cast members should wear what, especially when representing Disney. So as long as a Descendants cast member is on a Disney duty, they have to wear what Disney chooses. Image is very crucial for Disney, and they have to make sure cast members portray exactly what they want. Luckily, the stylists have pretty good taste because we never see Descendants cast members wearing bizarre clothing. 16. No visible tattoos. We all know that some of the Descendants cast members have tats on different parts of their bodies. However, the ink art isn't supposed to be visible on set. Take Dove, for instance. She has 8 tiny tattoos on different parts of her body, especially her hands. We've also seen tattoos on Thomas Dougherty and Boo Boo Stewart. Well, they must be very grateful for modern makeup, which can cover up almost everything. Plus, the Descendants costumes cover most of their body, so none of them has to worry about exposing their cool tats. 15. Everything is about Descendants. If you didn't know, Descendants characters are not allowed to talk about things that do not involve them as characters. From the moment they put on their specific Descendants character costumes, they're prohibited from speaking about things other than Descendants. No talks about latest games, fashion trends, iPhones, and many more. It is all Descendants until they remove their Descendants costumes. 14. Always stay in character. I don't mean just staying in character while on set. Descendants cast members are expected to maintain their characters even off-set. This rule cuts across all the other Disney cast members. If you've ever wondered why they act like their characters, now you know why. We can't even imagine anyone else playing the roles apart from the ones playing them. Wow, it must be tough for some of them not to be themselves in real life. Well, while signing the contracts, the cast members saw the rules, and the rules must be followed at whatever cost. On the bright side, they do a great job portraying the characters. 13. Jewellery Rules. Quite surprisingly, Descendants characters have strict rules like their other Disney characters do when it comes to jewelry. Men are only allowed to wear 1 ring on each hand and no earrings at all. Yes, you can have piercings on your body, but whatever jewelry you have must be removed while on set. For women, the ring rule is similar, but they are only allowed to have 1 earring in each ear while on set. Also, adorning one's ankles and toes with bling is a total embarrassment. Both ankle bracelets and toe rings are prohibited. So when it comes to accessorizing, simple and well, classic jewelry is the standard rule. 12. Etiquette training is a must. All Disney cast members, including the Descendants cast, must go through etiquette training. Those who don't know about the training assume that it's only done for princesses, but nope, even the villains have to go through the etiquette training. They are trained on how to behave in real life and on social media and prepare the cast members for any mishaps in their real lives. Disney calls the training guidance sessions on life skills. Clearly, not every Disney cast members follow the training rules because some of them turned out horrible. Descendants cast members, however, have conducted themselves with dignity throughout the years. 11. First name rule. When you get employed in a new company or organization, you will tend to address other employees with a Mr. or Mrs. because you actually do not know their names. Sometimes it's because of the respect you accord their status in the organization. Well, for the Descendants cast members, addressing someone with a Mr. or Mrs. is prohibited. Cast members are only known by their first names, no Mr. or Miss. When on set, every employee wears name tags with their first names only. Multiple people with the same first name can be hired but are not allowed to use initials or duplicate names. So one has to choose a name to go by while on set. It is said that this tradition dates back to Walt Disney himself. He used to tell his employees to call him Walt, but not Mr. Walt or Mr. Disney. 10. Distract interviewers at all cost. Descendants cast members must never reveal certain things about the show or Disney as a whole. An interviewer will never catch a Descendants cast member or any other Disney staff off guard. The cast members go through strict coaching on how to answer questions. Cast members should play dumb when asked about something they shouldn't answer. Hilarious. In the worst case scenario, they can bring up something like their pets in the interviews, and if they don't have pets, they can start talking about something else. Well, to some extent, it's a good rule because companies should never reveal their secrets. 9. Sign the insurance policy. Insurance is critical because it ensures that the cast members are covered in case of anything. Some accidents are unavoidable, especially on set, and the production must make sure the cast members are well taken care of. In the unfortunate instance of death, the family also gets paid. Different productions have different insurance policies, and many child actors barely understand what their policies entail. Well, cast members and Descendants are part of the Disney family, and Disney insures them, which means Disney is entitled to pay in case any of their cast members pass away. 8. Dating within the cast. Many companies try to discourage relationships among co-workers, but for Disney, it's quite the opposite. When Kenny Ortega first saw Dove Cameron and Thomas Dougherty together, he told them that they looked good together even though they had not started anything. So it's not a surprise that many Disney co-stars have dated each other in the past. Well, it's not a rule that they have to date, but Disney highly encourages the relationships. I'm not sure what they normally intend to achieve by that. Keep the family secrets intact, perhaps? Number 7, no social media. It's common when one gets a new job or role in any production, they tend to get excited and are pumped up to let their best friends and family know all about it. It even gets to social media as one would post about it. For the Descendants characters, this is a no-go zone. Although they don't have to give up social media altogether, they're not allowed to post about their jobs. They are not allowed to take any pictures backstage or even reveal the characters they are playing without permission. It's said that the rule is there to keep the show a surprise. Number 6, keep it strictly Descendants. As long as cast members are working on a Disney project, they are not allowed to work on other projects. Remember how we saw Audrey in D1 and D3, but she wasn't present in D2? Well, she was working on another show and had to forgo Descendants. The same case applied to Lonnie. We saw her in D1 and D2, but she wasn't present in D3 because she was working on something else. Well, it's no surprise that most cast members from Descendants are currently working on many projects at a time. 5, no pointing. What are some of the behaviors or characters that you consider offensive? Maybe talking rudely to an elderly person, use of curse words, and maybe chewing with your mouth wide open, right? Well, there is a culture that is considered offensive in the world of Descendants characters: pointing. If someone asks a Descendants character for directions, they, the cast members, are not allowed to show you the directions by pointing with one finger. It is usually a gesture with the whole hand or with 2 fingers. It is because pointing with one finger is considered offensive in some cultures. Number 4, break it, pay it. You would think for production as rich as Disney, everything is catered for, from the production to cast members' welfare. Well, you might be wrong. During the shoots, if a cast member breaks or mishandles a prop to the extent of breaking it, the money for repairing it or purchasing it is cut from his salary. Surprising, right? It is said that in a perfect world, one ought to be careful in handling things because you might end up injuring people or even children. So such rules are there to teach people as well as show that these perfectly thought out characters are masters of their properties. 3, autographs. It's common for people to ask for autographs from their favorite characters in movies or players in sports. In most cases, one just writes his original signature and that's it. For Descendants characters, one has to undergo training in order to come up with a specific signature or autograph of his or her character. You're not allowed to use your personal signature. They are taken through a series of training so that the autograph can actually look pleasing and presentable. The cast members have to follow strict guidelines so that the autographs can look identical. 2, no costume offset. Close family or friends may want to experience the fun of dressing as the Descendants or just being close to them in their respective characters' gears. Well, the Descendants characters are not allowed to wear their costumes offset or even go home with them, the way we have seen the likes of Jack Sparrow doing. If a cast member breaks this rule, they might find themselves looking for a new job. With all the money invested in making the costumes, directing the characters, and auditioning, cast members ought to respect their employer and follow the rule. And number 1, no yawning. Huh? The director of Descendants, Kenny Ortega, came up with a rule that no cast or crew member was supposed to yawn during shooting. When one was caught yawning, he or she had to give $1. At the end of filming, all the money collected would go to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. At least it was for a very good cause. This has made it possible for many children to prosper, as they have been sponsored in different capacities. And it is a norm that is set to continue as it serves as a charity. Quite a simple rule, which goes a long way to help the society too, don't you think? Well, working for Disney could go either way. A child may be very successful in the future, or their life may turn out to be a total wreck. Trust me, there are other rules which are usually kept a secret, and the cast members are never allowed to even talk about them. Yikes. Okay, would you still want to work for Disney after knowing some of the rules? Let us know your thoughts and views in the comments section below. Thank you for watching. This has been Riveted.